Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is the finale of Special Forces. This is Season 4, Episode 9, Interrogation.
Well, they did it, you guys. They got us to recap every single episode of Special Forces Season 4.
Yeah, I feel like we got played.
Yeah, I mean, we played ourselves, I think, more than anything. That's what it really came down to.
We were really convinced that this would be a 2-3 episode journey with Kody, and instead here he is at the very end.
Interrogation time here. This is a big episode. There's a big episode, lots of updates for us, too, on the podcast. Make sure you stay tuned after the episode. We've got the Bracketology results. We got a couple other announcements as well, so stay tuned on that. First and foremost, though, before we get into this, Robyn wasn't allowed to go on the the press tour.
You've misconstrued that.
What?
She chose not to go. So you think
she wasn't allowed.
You think that this is like a Hulu style block of Marciano where he was not allowed to attend the premiere.
Yeah, because it was going to be a big problem. Kody let everybody know.
She's got it out for Brianna Chickenfry.
I mean, that must be it. That's what it really comes down to.
So Brianna was on a live talking about this, that Kody told the rest of the group. He didn't tell her directly for obvious reasons.
Yeah, he's afraid of her.
But
she's very mean.
Apparently, Robyn was going to schmurder her if she came on the press tour and had to interact with her.
Which, is she just upset that Brianna, gave up Robyn's game here, basically? Which is just, you got to keep him placated. Everybody just keep him happy, and then we'll be happy. That's kind of been Robyn's move for a little while here. That's been her angle.
I got to say, Brianna was like, I've been the nicest to him of everybody who was there. Girly girl.
Well,
that is not what the footage showed.
Not exactly. I mean,
I won't say
annoyed.
She was outright mean to him.
Not mean to him,
but there was definitely a lot of footage of her talking shit about him.
And she's annoyed by him. So she's very clearly, she does not have any patience for this man.
Well, join the club.
Yeah.
So really, what has she done that any of us who watch Sister Wives have not?
We can't fault her for that at all.
You know, now we've got to be scared. People ask us, what if we ever saw them out in the wild? I'm going to say now I'm not going to approach. Because if Robyn doesn't like Brianna, what does she think about us?
I thought we established that, yeah, we're not talking to these people in real life. That's not happening. Sorry. Staying far away.
Do you want to talk about anything else or get right into the episode?
I think that's all the context that we need for the final episode here, because we kick off the interrogation process. Everybody's coming back to base, and they are just standing out kind of on parade, but everybody still has bags over their heads. The interrogators are now walking through the remaining recruits here and giving them posture corrections and whispering threatening things in their ears. They're telling Kody to stand up straight, and you see him kind of shift from hunched over to shoulders back, locked and loaded. He's in log pillin' mode now. Should be ready to go. But it's time for processing. We're going to start bringing people in individually, and then they're going to start the conversations here.
So the concept is they've been captured, and now they're going to be asked who they are, why they're here. That's this phase of the interrogation.
For a show with overt narration throughout it, they did a real shit job telling you what the fuck was going on.
Okay, I was confused about what the rules were, because the only thing they mentioned was you cannot tell them that you're in the special forces. You can't mention you're in the military.
But they didn't show that until 2 or 3 people in. They flashed back to the briefing before the last mission, which they were supposed to be doing that extraction navigation mission where Kody was peeing in the drainage ditch and stuff.
Oh, I like that, though. If they had there be a lot of time in between when they initially gave them a briefing and when they have to actually put these things into action, because there's enough time for you to forget things.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, there's a ton of other information that's incredibly vital, that's more immediate that you need to focus on. And so, yeah, the rest of that just gets lost in transmission here pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to say Andrew went MIA, just blank on all of the instructions.
Like, I wanted to know more about the instructions that they had, because I guess they're supposed to like craft a reason why they're here in Morocco.
They need a cover story.
Something that you can lie about, because you can't tell them you're with the military, you're not with special forces. Don't say that. Don't give that information up.
And this is still a continuation of the last mission, because they're still broken up into teams. So it was Kody, Shawn, and Brianna together.
And then Gia, Andrew, and Randall, but Randall VW'd as soon as they got captured.
So then it's just the two of them together.
But like, nobody's really together. They don't know who's here because everybody had a bag over their head. So, I mean, I think Andrew and Gia are pretty well aware that Randall has VW'd because they heard him quit. They were right next to him for that. But as far as the other team, you have no idea who's still here even. So you're trying to answer questions. And like for Andrew, he's lying about stuff. And then he's lying about Shawn too, because they're asking him about his wife. And he's like, I think she's back in the United States. I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge. She's
doing such a bad job. I mean, they asked him, can you explain your clothing? Because they're wearing military fatigues. Obviously, that's not going to look good. Oh, these are just my favorite pants.
These are my favorite pants. I wear these all the time. Every time, first out of the wash, these are the pants that I grab.
He should have thought through how he's going to explain if they find out that his wife is also here.
Well, I'd say like the problem that he's facing is that the teams both came up with their separate reasons for being here. And Andrew and Gia are sticking to the story that they are like from Soccer Fields United,
they're here on a charity mission,
a nonprofit charity organization that travels to Morocco on an annual basis to assess the local fields for play and then improves the quality of those fields. That is their mission. That's the only thing that they do, working in tandem with local communities that they don't know anybody here. They can't name anybody, but they do a lot of work.
Heavily ingrained in the community.
Very, very big. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it before.
It was just very short-sighted.
Andrew is a terrible liar too. So then he's so focused on the lie that he's not even listening to the question that's being asked.
At one point, the guy who's interrogating him says, look, maybe I should let you go. And his
maybe this is just a big mistake.
And his response was, I think you do have a big mistake.
Yeah, this has been a big mistake, big misunderstanding.
Why wouldn't you just say, I would love to get back to the very important work that I'm here to do?
Well, also keep in mind, they've been awake for 24 hours now. So this is where Carly's breaking point would be too.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Because I would have tapped out to go to sleep.
Right. If you had been captured as part of, there was that other physically challenging mission that we just ran yesterday. And then there was the evening, you were captured now.
Oh, like
into the night.
Less than 6 hours of sleep and I'm incoherent.
No. So it's not happening here, basically. Carly's not going to keep her story straight. We're going to get all mixed up. But yeah, Andrew's sticking with that. He's focusing. He's not listening. He's just trying to remember the lie that they came up with, which is a terrible lie, too.
My favorite part was the interrogator kept going, boop, booping him on the nose.
Booping the nose, touching his lips, hushing him, silencing him.
That's what I thought Kody was going to get a lot of.
They didn't really need to. He wasn't talking as much, which was weird because he was with the lady interrogator first. I think her name's Erin or Erin or
Erin.
Something. Okay, yeah. What did we have? Oh, they had them stripped down to their skivvies as part of the processing because this is part of the dehumanizing things that you get to go through. And she's taking a look at Kody and she's like, oof, you're not looking your best. Let's put it that way.
Did we get confirmation from this scene that he shaved his stomach hair to look like he had abs?
Was that what it was? Because he was just frumping again. He was just spare tire, full up in it.
He's been sucking it in this whole time.
I don't know. Did they have the the breaded chicken, so then it wasn't gluten-free. He had a little bit of bloat going on.
Could be.
Maybe.
He's been without a lemon for many days now.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on, how he's getting through this. But there's basic questions where she's trying to find out a little bit more about Kody Brown.
We agree that she has watched Sister Wives, correct?
I think she did her research before she came here.
No one else at all on production of this show did, but she came in here prepared with the right questions, because the first thing she says to him is, how many wives do you have? I'm sorry.
She goes, what, are
do you
married?
have a wife?
Yeah, are you married? Or,
but Kody heard, how many wives do you have?
Yeah, so then he goes, heavy sigh, because it's, are you married, single? What's your relationship status? And you know he just wanted to say, it's complicated, because he's been married several times, 4 wives, but you're not going to say that. So he said, 1 wife and kids. He said, wife and kids. And then she asks, how many kids? Because this is a conversation.
It's supposed to be.
There's an exchange of information that's going back and forth here.
You know who did this really well? Brianna.
Brianna was very natural with it at first. And then I think further along in here, she kind of struggled with it a little bit more. But Kody is just not giving answers, or he's long pause thinking about what his answer should be. And she's like, hello, I asked you how many kids do you have? Why are you thinking about this so long? And he's like, well, I have 18. What, were you counting them off in your head? Like,
double checking that he had it right.
Yeah. And also, how is that even possible? You said you have 1 wife and 18 kids, and his answer is nature.
Why did he even bring it up? Like, you could have just said, I have 1 kid.
Oh, well, then that's a big lie.
I have no kids. I feel like he was purposely trying to sidestep these questions because he knew those were areas that if she probed at them, it would get him upset.
But wouldn't you rather be talking about that? You can talk for an hour and a half about your familial situation. You won't even have to lie about why you're in Morocco.
That's true.
Like,
I needed to get away. I think you can understand.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to. Or in his mind, I think he knew as well, he couldn't just say the number of kids that he has with Robyn, technically, because then that would look really bad. So he had to be honest about how many kids he had, but then he's not fully divulging all of the information, which that's the damaging part here in this process, because they know when you're lying. They can see that your wheels are turning. You're burning rubber between your ears here, trying to come up with a story.
Well, she's trying to figure out, how did you end up with 18 children? You have 1 wife who had nearly 20 kids?
1 per year for 18 years?
All he had to say was, have you ever watched TLC?
Yeah, you'll understand.
We're one of those families.
You'll understand really quick.
Because there is a woman on that channel who had 18 children all on her own.
Yeah, it can happen.
But it's private. That's what he told her.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's like really personal. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be like talking about that. And she's like, Kody, look around. Get with the program. You are a captive here. So
you're going to answer all the questions I have for you.
It's time to start talking. Yeah, time to start talking.
The cover story that his group came up with is that they're podcasters. Well, they're influencers, and they're here.
I don't know how he got.
Podcaster.
I don't know how he got on podcasts, but like he was real set on podcast. I guess he thinks about the podcasts a lot.
I was just doing podcasting.
We were doing podcasting. Well, we hadn't made anything yet. We were just goofing off, and we hadn't made an episode yet. I don't know how to make an episode, if we're being totally honest.
Okay, I was waiting for them to ask him more questions about it so that he could really talk himself into a corner.
Oh, who does your podcast hosting? Where do you publish that?
What was your last episode about?
How many episodes have you published? See,
what's
Brianna
the name of your podcast?
The name of the podcast would have been great too. Yeah, because like Brianna was close where she was able to keep it pretty vague. And Shawn too. Shawn was able to really capture the emotion of it and like the realism. It's enough of an honest thing where it's like, oh, me and my husband, we make family content. We're content creators.
Well, that's where I feel like this was a good idea from Brianna and Shawn's standpoint, because this is basically what they do. Kody, on the other hand, doesn't know shit about being an influencer.
No. Yeah. He's like, I make content sometimes too. I don't know.
I make cameos.
The cameras just follow me and that's what happens. But Yeah, Bree's doing a good job of making connections here too. She was like joking with the guy where he was asking if he could keep her sunglasses, and she's like, yeah, they don't look good on me anyway. And like joking back and forth a little bit too.
About her tattoos.
About the tattoos, how she looks like a doodle book, a scrapbook of
a junk journal, if you will.
A junk journal of hand-drawn sketches.
Like, not the first time I've heard it.
I've created a memory. It didn't exist, and now it does.
I did like that the DS noticed that when Kody was being interrogated by a man, that his attitude completely changed.
Very different. Yeah.
He turned on the charm. He's interacting more. Like, he was very hesitant to talk to Aaron.
They were saying, yeah, he's charming when he knows there's a powerful man around. He like brings himself down. He's able to navigate that, but like he doesn't know how to check it when it's a woman, which was very telling. Yes. Like that became very obvious very quickly.
Do you think that's because he was afraid that the women would interpret it as he was trying to flirt with them?
Yeah, I don't know. But like you could still be like personable without flirting.
Right.
Most people.
I don't think that I don't know that he thinks he's capable of that.
Yeah, I don't know if he could, but like most people. And honestly, flirt with your captor? Yes, that's a tactic. As long as if they're receptive to it, okay, continue.
I don't think she would have been.
I don't think she would have been. So then he would have had to turn it off very quickly. So maybe that was stuff that was part of those conversations where it was like she didn't like the way that he was talking to her. So then he was really overthinking what his interactions were looking and sounding like.
I was just really disappointed because I thought we were going to get Motor Mouth Kody who couldn't shut up and that he would just say a bunch of stupid stuff and talk himself into a corner and be getting yelled at constantly. And instead he clammed up and didn't say anything.
Yeah. So it was weird to see that like shutdown that happened. Because then same thing would have been like Gia was kind of very cagey about her answers too. She wasn't really saying much. And then she's like, oh, maybe I should like explain why I'm here. And it was like, yeah, I think you should. So going through the explanations, even though for her it was like, soccer, it's like very important to me. And we do a lot of like field things, nets.
Because it's big in Italy.
Balls.
Soccer's big in Italy. So that's what the basis of her interest in soccer is. And then he was like, well, what's your favorite team? What team do you root for?
Italy. What I was waiting for was who's your favorite player?
Me too.
That would have broke her.
She looked like she was confused by that. Like it was implied when I just told you it's very big in Italy.
It's Italy. Yeah. Like who else would I support then? The club. The national club.
It was brave to bring that up to a bunch of people who are clearly European.
Yes. To start talking football in those terms, very dangerous. But yeah, to go down the list of fields, nets, balls. What else do you...
I think that's the point where she realized, damn, what else do I know about soccer
I didn't
could go into this charity?
I didn't think this through. Uh-oh. But Andrew's not doing much better either because he's like, oh yeah, we came to fix the fields. And they're like, okay, who's we? Us and me.
And the kids.
And the kids. The children. The local kids. And she's like, okay, the local kids are already here because they're local. So when you said we arrived, who are you talking about we? What does that mean? Who are you talking about? So he's all scattered. He's all flustered because he's focusing on the soccer field lie so much. He doesn't even know what information to give up as far as who he's with.
Do you want to go to when they turned Bree and Kody against each other?
Well, yeah, because now basically what they're doing is they're probing for information to see what they could use against everyone, basically here. Because for Andrew, obviously, it's Shawn. He didn't divulge that Shawn is here. Shawn was very quick to say, oh, my husband's name is Andrew. They pieced this together very quickly and figured this out. For Brianna and Kody, basically Brianna started talking about how, yeah, there's this old guy in our group. I didn't really talk to him. He was kind of creeping me out. He's a weird dude.
And they latch onto that.
And they were like, oh, yeah, tell us more about that.
The creepy guy? We'll take him out back. Let's talk to him. Let's tell him how you think he's creepy.
So this is where Brie gets a little uncomfortable because now you are watching Kody be punished for something that you said. So now there's like this obligation to it. They're also accusing Brie of lying because they're like, we went on Instagram, we looked for those posts, there's nothing posted, you're lying. And she was trying to explain, well, no, we haven't made the content yet. We didn't publish it here. I didn't say we posted anything. We're just here to make content for Creators Without Borders. That's what we're here for.
They don't care about that. They're busy dumping toilet paper onto Kody's head.
Yeah, they're scooping from the latrine, and they're like, yeah, we went to that drainage ditch where you were just pissing all over and just scooped some of it up here. That's for you.
They should have come out with a little vial full of something and said, is this your DNA? really scared him.
He would have been terrified, yeah.
I think she felt bad. I think Brie genuinely felt bad that they told Kody what she said.
She was feeling bad. Yeah, because then they were like, tell him what you think of him. And she was like, like she didn't really want to say it. And then they had to say, yeah, she said that you were creepy. And then he's getting shit dumped on him, shit and piss and toilet paper. And it's not looking good here.
Not like it's the first time he's heard that from a woman.
Right. Yeah. And also, this probably explains why Robyn was so upset. She still didn't get the smell out of Kody's hair when he came home.
That's why he had to cut it.
That's why he had to cut it. Oh, yeah. The haircut. We talked about it on the live, guys. We talked about it on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City live. And we talked about it on our monthly live as well. So make sure you swing over to Patreon and check those out.
Then they make them switch. So now they pour stuff on Brianna.
Cody's not really reacting. And then they're trying to see, oh, is he going to feel bad about it? No, he actually kind of enjoys it because he's heard Brie saying all this mean stuff about him behind his back. So, yeah, now it's her turn.
He'll watch a woman suffer.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and then that's what the lady interrogator is really getting into here. She's like, starting to think that you just enjoy watching women suffer. Is that kind of your thing? Uh-oh. We're getting filthy reads over here. But this is where we have Kody's talking head moments where it's all these gems of misogyny that he gets to sprinkle around here. All my life, I was blown a little bit by every whim of whatever woman was pushing me around. Just don't let the angry guy in.
In the interrogation, that makes me feel like his reaction is just let your soul leave your body a little bit, like Mary's yelling at you about spearmint gum again. Christine's complaining about how you're never at her house and you never have sex anymore. Janelle's upset that you spent money on brand new sleeping bags.
Well, they're trying to get a reaction out of him. So he's shutting down.
Oh, yeah.
More and more. And then even when they brought them back inside, the other interrogator, he's grabbing Kody by the collar and he's like telling him to say something, do something. They could see it in his eyes. He's getting angry. He's getting afraid.
I saw fear. I didn't see the look down the lens moment.
No, like we've seen Kody angry.
Yeah.
This was not
that.
This
is a different place.
That's what people were saying too. It looked like he was flashing back to maybe he had some interactions with Wynn that have gone this route too, where that was a little too familiar.
Like he just got pulled off his horse.
Something was wrong. Yeah. Complaining about being cold a little too much. But in the other group, now they're bringing Andrew, Shawn, and Gia together. And again, Andrew cannot lie for shit. He's terrible at this.
No, and he's caught in a lie.
He's caught in a lie very explicitly here, where they have Shawn in front of him and they're asking, who's this? And he's taking a while to think up a response. And he's like, oh, it's my wife. I thought she left already. I could have sworn she'd gone back to the United States at this point.
That was a big problem.
Yeah. Well, and then they were trying to do like this weird love triangle thing of accusing Andrew and Gia of having an affair.
Oh, yeah, that was so weird.
Like they didn't really air too much of it. I feel like that was something that they really leaned into to make everybody uncomfortable.
I think they were really trying to get Gia upset.
Yeah.
Because the look on her face when they first said it was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
That would have played much better with Kody.
Oh, if they were accusing him of
having an affair with somebody.
Yeah, I think that would have been a bigger reaction out of him for sure.
Because Andrew and Shawn trust each other too much to believe that.
Right.
Or you're going to get upset about it.
Shawn was just like, okay, yep, here we go. It's all part of the process. So that leads to...
You got to be punished now. You lied to us.
You lied. And so now we're going out to the dunk tank, basically. Now they're going to have you dunk not only Shawn, but also Gia repeatedly. And they're asking you to tell the truth, tell them what's going on. He's not saying anything. He's going like full Stockholm Syndrome at this point. He
just keeps pushing them under the water.
Where they're like, isn't this fun? Here, yeah, do it again. Hold her down. Here we go. And he just keeps doing it without saying anything. So he is just checked out, powered off, switched off. He's gone at this point.
I know that this was supposed to be more so like torture for Andrew to have to like push Shawn under the water specifically. Right. But if I was in her position, that would be my preference, because I know, like, if it was you, you're not going to try to drown me.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know that I would trust the interrogators.
So, like, they were trying to get Andrew to snap out of this, like, do something enough to have him react.
No, all the men psychologically break in this episode.
They just quit. They just tap out. They stop responding. So, like, that's what we saw from Andrew first here in the dunking, where they were basically like, we can't trust this guy with anything. Like, would you want him on your team doing this to you? He's not saying anything. He's not trying to stop this from happening. He's just actively getting involved in this now. No, this is really bad. So they're going to go ahead and pull his armband. He's off.
He didn't apply the tactics that they were trained in. The thing that we did not see.
Whatever they, told them in the mess hall before they left on their last mission, he did not utilize any of that. They gave him multiple opportunities to do something, say something, stop this, prevent it in some way, and he continued down that path. So what really sucks about this is that it leaves Kody as the last man standing, which we did not need him to walk out of here with that title.
No, the way he's going to brag about how he beat all of these other athletes, especially, all the male athletes, and that he's in his 50s and he's the last guy there, was bragging rights we didn't need to give him.
No. But that means that this is Kody with 3 women, and we know how that usually ends. We've seen that before. So they're all in stress positions. They're being held in hot cells. They have the headphones on with the screaming, crying babies. They have the bags over their heads. They are listening to Mariah Plath's new single on repeat. It is miserable. It's terrible.
I was going to say Tom Sandoval with the dolls on the Traders.
Nya, 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 nya.
Now they take them all out of here. So they've just been listening to this in these stress positions. They should have like high adrenaline, be anxious, and they take the bags off of their heads and they're like, anybody missing? You might want to do a little count.
Have everybody here and accounted for, and nobody even wants to look around. They're just like, what? Or why are you asking me? Huh? And then Shawn realizes, oh, my husband's not here. And it's like, yeah, he went home. So that's the end of that, I guess. Moving on to the next thing. Here, everybody pick up some sandbags.
Was this a punishment? Because they start getting upset at Kody, and they all have sandbags that they have to hold in various positions.
Well, the reason is he didn't give up valuable information. He wasn't helpful enough in the interrogation process. So now everybody has to suffer until Kody gives up some valuable information. And he's still not talking. So then you are allowing everyone else to still go through this punishment here repeatedly, continuously, because you're not talking. The only thing that they're asking you to do is just say stuff. We need you to answer the questions. And he's not doing it. So that's when she's getting in his face. She's like, do you hear them? They're struggling over there, right? You hear that? Do you want to stop that?
Do you have any instinct to help these women at all?
Nope. We have 20 seasons of documented footage to prove that is not the case, yes.
Man, every single thing that the female interrogator said to him was just spot on.
She's got him. Yeah, she's got him dialed in.
Let's talk about the hair at this point, because he's had water dumped on him. He's had
the poo,
the toilet paper,
toilet water.
He's had the hood on and taken off.
See, this was the hood reveal that I was hoping for with the tactical questioning session with the DS. So if you ever need to scratch that itch, just come to this episode, because woo, yeah, when they took the bag off his head a couple of times,
I
it was
felt
rough.
like towards the end here, it looked like Chandler on Friends when he had the flock of seagulls hair, except it's like if you had poured water on top of it.
Yeah, it was really slicked in unfortunate ways.
That's what his balding pattern is. It's that haircut.
The flock of seagulls, yeah. So
You
I don't
think
think
it was irreparably damaged from the sun and he had to cut it all off?
Well, I mean, he cut most of it, but still not enough, in our opinion. You got to keep going here. I don't think Kody realizes what they're actually doing. He just thought that this is more physical activity stuff that we just have to endure. And it's like, no, dude, this would be over if you just said something.
I think that he felt like he was doing well because he wasn't saying anything.
Yes. It's like the challenge to hold out. And it's like, no. You need to end the suffering of those around you. It's not how much you can endure here.
Endure to the end, as Kristen told us a few episodes ago on Sister Wives.
Right. Like, that's not the way to do this. That's not good.
Right before they end up pulling him out, the quote that got me from the DS, which just summarizes a lot of Kody's life in general, was, he knows what he needs to do, but he's not willing to do it.
Yeah. That's basically his entire experience as a father, as a husband, like everything we've seen.
Why he failed this.
That's why he fails everything. Yes, he knows what he needs to do, and he doesn't do it. Because then that was what they were asking him too. What do you think? Looking at this situation, how could it have gone better? And he was like, I don't know, be friendlier, I guess. And it was like, yeah, such a simple concept, don't you think? Amazing. How we've realized this so late in the game.
I really think he prides himself on being a person who is talkative, a big personality. So it's shocking to see the way he shut down here and that he went really against his instincts of who he is. Not that I think they would have gotten him much further.
No, if anything, he would have left sooner. Probably. Based on if he continued. Because then that's the thing. We didn't get to see all of these interactions. Was he trying to be more chatty? Was he trying to talk things up? I mean, my main thing for interrogation would be not talk about the things that they want to talk about, but like still else. Answer. So like as you're answering a question, veer it off into something else. Because like if you're talking about how Gia was here on your team, like if I was Andrew and you're talking about Gia, and then it's like, oh, and her mom was here too. She was with us. Teresa Giudice, you might have heard of her. She was on this, blah, blah, blah. Like you could rattle off into like all these different things of like, none of that pertains to anything here. It doesn't matter. And it limits the amount of time that they could ask you questions. Also
waste their time. So they realize that you have nothing that's valuable.
Yes.
Because when you just clam up, you don't say anything. It does seem like you're trying to protect information.
Right. Yeah. There's like something you need to be helpful but useless in the interrogation.
Which is usually something that he's very good at.
Helpful and useless, though? No, it's mostly useless.
Well, helpful in a useless way.
Yeah.
Not in the way that you actually need.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Taken 2 days to string up some lights in the cul-de-sac.
Maybe he could have told them the story of that time that he sold signs in rural Montana.
Man, yeah, because usually
Wyoming, wherever the fuck it was.
He tells that story 3 times from our experience. So I think that might get upsetting for them, as if he's repeating stuff. That's no good. But he might have just been trying to pad that cameo time. I think that's what it really came down to.
Well, they cut him, and then Rudy gives him a pep talk at the end about how great he did.
Well, Rudy came storming in here like Wolverine, ready to rip that armband off. He was like, all right, number 4, you're out. But you should be really proud of how far you made it.
I didn't need someone to tell him that at the end.
No, don't tell him that. Because then that's what, even when he was leaving, he's talking to the cameras as he's being like escorted out. And he's like, oh, it's heartbreaking to be removed against my will here, but I 100% agree with it. I really should have done more in there. And it's like, then why didn't you? Like, you switched it on right here to talk to the camera. Just pretend like you're talking to the camera.
It probably took them 45 minutes to get rid of him.
He
Everything he held in, he had to get out.
Yeah, it was just everything came pouring out in that room alone by himself after Rudy walked away with his armband. I mean, he admit that he did just shut down to stubbornness. So like maybe we could see that as like, hey, you default to being stubborn
in action.
And then that just makes things worse. Like, can we make that connection?
There's so many lessons that he could take from this.
So many lessons. I don't know if we're going to glean those lessons, though. I think it's just going to be a feather in his cap of, oh, I was the guy who outlasted all of these professional athletes.
I hope that he watched it while it aired, because I get being in the experience is different, and then you're going to see how they edited you and some of the comments that you're not privy to that the DS had been saying about you. I'm trying to hold on to some type of glimmer that perhaps he will derive something from this experience that will help him in his life.
So. Yeah, I don't think that's okay. I wouldn't count on it. Definitely not.
We'll find out 6 seasons from now on Sister Wives.
I doubt it. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But the women are crushing it. We still have 3 ladies left. Or I guess, no, that we could just wrap up the recap now. That was enough. That was where Kody's story ended. So that's the end of the podcast here, I guess, you guys.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
No, we're invested. Yeah, we're invested now.
We are here with Brianna and Shawn and Gia in the end. And let me tell you, I would not have guessed this. I think everybody thought Shawn would go to the end.
Shawn had a very strong chance just from a competitive standpoint. She has that in her head where she wants to get to the final. That could be a thing.
But we know from our bracketology brackets, Gia was towards the bottom at the very beginning. Everybody thought she wouldn't last very long.
Well, and especially after her mom left in the 2nd episode, you guys. So that was where we were like, I don't know, that might be it for Gia.
And there were a couple times that Brianna looked like she was going to VW.
Brianna looked like they were going to pull her from the competition here a couple of times too. So that's what they were amazed that she made it this far. But here we get to the buried alive portion of the episode here. Clearly, some of these folks have never had siblings before. Being enclosed in small, tight spaces here against your will for a certain amount of time.
So this is like a sandbox that's been filled with mud, and then they're going to have them lay in it, and there's a lid to it.
So they're doing this like step by step, because first it's like stand in it, and you're still having the bag over your head, and you don't know really what's going on. So you're kind of stepping into this unknown, and then you're realizing it's muddy, it's not nice, it's usually
generally unpleasant.
Yeah, generally not going your way here so far. And then they reveal that, they say, lie down in the mud. So then you lay down in the mud, they're asking them, are you military? And they're not divulging that information. And as they continue saying no, then they go to place the lid on top. And that's when Gia's like, whoa. No. That's not going to work for me.
She doesn't like small spaces because she freaked out in that tunnel challenge where she had a panic attack.
Her and Shawn kind of freaked out in the tunnel stuff.
I thought Shawn did pretty well here, though.
Shawn kind of just checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, oh, okay.
I thought Gia was going to tap out before they put the top on that thing.
I thought for sure that she did, because as soon as they started moving the lid over for Bree, that's when she's like, hey, yep, I'm special forces. I'm here. I'm military. Get me out of here. So she quits VW.
That sucked. There were only 10 minutes left.
There was 10 minutes left, you guys. So
obviously,
that's
she
brutal.
didn't know that.
No. Yeah, you don't know. But like at that point, I think for me, the scariest part of interrogation is like not knowing if you're going to make it out alive. I think if you're actually captured, like that would be the scariest thing, right? You don't really have that concern in this scenario.
I get that you don't have that concern, but there's still the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
And they're putting you in circumstances where you're getting like very amped. And so I think at some point you maybe just can't take it anymore. You're at such a heightened state that you're probably not thinking clearly either. I'd be like, I'm not holding anything heavy. I don't have to run.
Yeah.
You just want me to lay in this dirt and you're going to put the lid on this? Okay.
Finally, some fucking shade.
Get
here.
me out of the direct sun.
Good Lord. In these overalls? I'm dying out here.
Like, can I just take the overalls off? I'll lay in the mud here.
Gia did make it, though, where she was able to, because they were trying to get her to say she's military. And they were like, just tell me the truth. And it ends. And she just looks up at him and then lays back down in the mud. And it was like, oh, yeah. So they put the lid over top. They kind of knock on it a couple of times.
I believe that they were trying to make them think that they were nailing it shut.
You can still see light all around and stuff. It's just like, come on.
You don't know, you know?
It's just the fear.
That's the scary part, is what's going to happen next, because everything they've done has progressively gotten worse.
Well, I loved how Gia's response too was, because they were like, put your hands down. And she was like, okay. And so she did. And as soon as they put the lid on, then she was like,
she put her hands right back up.
She put her hands right up against the lid.
She was ready to bust out of there at any moment.
She was going to kick that thing open if she needed to. She was just going to blast out of there.
But the clock ticks down, and we have Gia and Shawn in the end. They do not say anything about being in the Special Forces, and they pass this part of the interrogation.
That's it. Yeah. Interrogation is complete. So now we move on to selection, where they're in front of the DS. They bring them out on parade. They let them know, hey, you were the two that made it through interrogation, and you passed selection. Yeah, you're definitely both in. So Gia and Shawn successfully complete the challenge. They made it. They are the official winners of Special Forces Season 4.
Amazing.
And they get their Razor Dune Buggy victory lap ride that they get to take around with the DS, which is like, that's it? That's what we get?
I'm like, I really just want to take a hot shower.
Can I just go
and
back
go to sleep
to the hotel that we stayed at originally for like an extra week?
Like, yeah, I need to decompress.
A little bit more for me, please.
I felt like the episode ended abruptly.
I mean, there's no other way to really wrap it up. I think on the last one, they didn't even do like a victory lap sort of thing. It was just, hey, you made it, and then hugs all around, and then that was it. I think on the season 2 finale that we watched. So it just kind of ends.
This is a show where I do want to see a reunion, and they don't do one.
Well, they did one. It's with the Vile Files, because Nick Vile has been a competitor of Special Forces. He was in the season 2 finale as well.
Did he win?
He won.
He won.
He made it.
Yeah, at first I got really mad that he was interviewing them, because I'm like, he gets to interview everyone on every reality show. And then you were like, yeah, he was on this one.
He was on Special
So it is actually relevant.
He won Special Forces. So, I mean, if anybody's going to talk to the competitors of Special Forces, I think he falls into that category. That episode hasn't been released as of time of recording, but
we're going to watch it.
We'll keep you posted.
We're thinking about what we're going to do. Maybe we'll do a little live on Patreon.
Yeah, something.
Maybe we'll post it for free or paid members. So if you guys head over to patreon.com/survivingpod and just sign up for free, you'll be able to watch it.
It'll just be a little impromptu one, maybe just with the tablet or something. So
yeah, those interviews are usually pretty long.
Yeah. We'll have to see what the runtime looks like when it comes out here.
And our bracketology winners.
Yes, I almost forgot. We have our winners that we need to address as well. And it looks like it was a tight race all the way to the end here. We'll start with, because it looks like we had tie for second place and we had a tie for, which technically would be fourth place. So what we're going to do for that is that the people who tied for fourth place are going to get the third place prizes. And the people who tied for second place are both going to get second place prizes. And then we have first place winner.
Mm-hmm. So instead of having 3 winners, we have 5.
Right. That's basically what happened here. Because there were a couple of ties up in the top there. So starting with the third place winners, we have Shy Pretty Wife and Robyn's Creepy Dolly, which Robyn's Creepy Dolly was a fan favorite.
Just for the username, of course.
Hung in there for a while, but yes, they both had 807 points in total. So you'll be receiving the third place prize for that, which was a
year subscription on Patreon to the Legal Wife tier and $50 in merch.
Which we do have the Black Friday sale going on in the merch store too. So that $50 goes a little bit further than it normally would too this month. For the second place prize here, we have Leah.C and Dreamweaver 2002. They both had 808 points each in that tie. So you get second place prize.
12 months to you really don't know these, do you? Another 12-month subscription to the Patreon at the Legal Wife tier and $75 in merch.
There we go.
We'll see if you can guess the last one.
I know what the last one is. But the grand prize, number 1 spot, the coveted title here with 820 points in total. Drum roll, please. Amy Pez! Amy Pez holds on to the number 1 spot for the final week here, and you're going to get 1-year subscription to the Legal Wife tier plus $100 in the merch store. Congratulations. Well played. Well done.
Send us a DM on Patreon or send us an email, survivingpod@gmail.com, to let us know that you are one of the winners, and we will get you hooked up with your prizes. We'll also post this on Patreon.
Yeah, you could send us a screenshot of the leaderboard from Bracketology there. For that,
we confirm it's you.
Confirming that it's you so you can claim your prize here. But thanks everybody who signed up for the Bracketology, set your lineup so vigilantly, more vigilantly than us.
I hope you guys liked it, because we're going to bring Bracketology back again when we talk about the traders in January.
I think it'll be way harder with the traders.
Me too.
Because there are so many just like random shifts that happen with the traders where you don't know going into a round table. Somebody says something off at breakfast. Somebody hears something. And it's just the people that were of concern the day before are no longer on anybody's radar. And it just turns around really quick. So that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, we'll keep that going for season 4 of The Traders, which starts January 8th. We'll be recapping that over on our other podcast, Surviving Reality. You don't want to miss it. Stay subscribed. That'll keep you up to date with everything.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.